Imagine a world where one of the most powerful leaders in modern history, Narendra Modi, is at the helm of the United States. How would America change under his leadership? What would be the consequences for its politics, economy, and society? Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating and thought-provoking scenario. What if Narendra Modi ruled the United States? We're going to explore the potential outcomes and implications of this unprecedented situation. From shifts in economic policies to changes in national identity, we're breaking down the extreme possibilities. In this video, we're exploring these extreme outcomes and more. So sit back, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think would happen if Narendra Modi ruled the United States? Let's dive in. Alright, let's talk about Modi's style in India. He's known for centralizing power, and not always in a way that screams healthy democracy. Imagine that approach applied to the US political system. Suddenly those checks and balances the founding fathers were so fond of start looking more like guidelines than actual rules. Now picture this: Congress trying to pass legislation, only to find out that President Modi has just unilaterally decided to do, well, whatever he wants, really. The courts try to intervene. Suddenly the Attorney General is launching into a spirited defense of executive power that would make Nixon blush. And forget about freedom of the press. Remember those pesky journalists who ask tough questions in India? Let's just say they don't always fare too well. In this scenario, White House press briefings would become masterclasses in dodging questions with a smile and a vague threat about national security, because once those norms are gone, they're not exactly easy to get back. Let's talk about nationalism, shall we? Specifically the kind that prioritizes one nation and one nation only above all else. Now, Modi's India has definitely shown a penchant for this kind of thinking, with policies that often favor Indian businesses and citizens. So what happens when you transplant that ideology onto American soil? Well, get ready for America First on steroids. We're talking trade deals that would make even the most hardened steelworker blush, immigration policies stricter than a bouncer at an exclusive nightclub, and a level of economic protectionism that would make the Great Depression look like a picnic. Imagine a world where Made in America isn't just a slogan, it's the law. Your new phone? American made, even if it means sacrificing quality for patriotism. Want to buy a foreign car? Be prepared to remortgage your house to pay the import taxes. Building walls, both literal and metaphorical, might sound good on paper, but in reality, it just leaves everyone worse off. Let's talk about something Americans hold dear: civil liberties, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, those pesky little rights that make living in a democracy so great. Well, under a Modi-led America, those freedoms, they might need to check themselves into witness protection. See, Modi's India has developed a bit of a reputation for cracking down on dissent. Journalists critical of the government, suddenly facing spurious charges and online harassment, activists speaking out against policies. Let's just say they're not getting invited to any government functions anytime soon. Now imagine that same approach applied to the US. Suddenly that fiery op-ed criticizing the president might get your website taken down. That protest against a new law, better hope you filed for a permit, and that the police are in a particularly permissive mood that day. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the cow in the room, addressing the Hindu nationalist undercurrents during Modi's time in India. Imagine those currents swirling into the complex cultural waters of the United States. The separation of church and state starts looking like a dotted line. The melting pot of American culture starts to feel a little less melted. It undermines the very fabric of what makes America, well, America. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, the economy. Narendra Modi is known for his ambitious economic initiatives in India, such as Make in India and Digital India. If he were to apply similar strategies in the United States, we could see a major transformation. In India, Modi pushed for large-scale infrastructure projects, aiming to modernize cities, improve transportation networks, and boost manufacturing. Translating this to the US, we might witness an unprecedented investment in infrastructure, from rebuilding crumbling highways and bridges to creating state-of-the-art public transit systems. Modi's Make in India campaign aimed to make India a global manufacturing hub. If implemented in the US, this could mean significant incentives for American manufacturing, potentially revitalizing industries and creating jobs. However, It might also involve controversial measures like deregulation and labor reforms, which could spark debate over workers' rights and environmental standards. But it's not all positive. Modi's economic policies have also faced criticism. In India, farmers protested against agricultural reforms they felt favored big corporations over small farmers. If similar policies were introduced in the US, rural communities might push back against changes perceived as threats to their livelihoods. In summary, an economic overhaul under Modi's leadership could bring both opportunities and challenges to the United States. Massive infrastructure projects and a push for digital innovation could stimulate growth, but the potential for increased inequality and social unrest cannot be overlooked. What do you think? Would Modi's economic policies be a boon or a bane for the US? Let us know in the comments below. Alright, let's talk foreign policy, shall we? Because under a Modi-led America, the world might need to invest in some high-quality noise-canceling headphones because things are about to get loud. See, Modi's India has shown a certain assertiveness on the world stage. Border disputes? They're not afraid to flex their military muscle. International disagreements? Let's just say they're not known for backing down. Now, imagine that same approach applied to US foreign policy. Diplomacy? That's for wimps. Multilateral agreements? More like multilateral disagreements. The US would be like that friend who always has to be the center of attention, even if it means starting an argument to do it. Imagine a world where the US is constantly on the brink of conflict, where trade wars are as common as traffic jams, and where allies are left wondering if they can even rely on America anymore. It would be a world where the global order, already fragile, is shattered into a million pieces. So, there you have it. A glimpse into the extreme possibilities of a Modi-led America. A world of eroded freedoms, heightened tensions, and a cultural landscape reshaped according to a very specific ideology. Now, before you start stocking up on canned goods and building a bunker in your backyard, remember, this is all hypothetical. The likelihood of Narendra Modi actually becoming president of the United States is about as high as me winning a Grammy for my rendition of Baby Shark, but it does make you think, doesn't it, about the fragility of democracy, the importance of a free press, and the dangers of unchecked power. So what do you think? Could these extreme outcomes really happen if Modi ruled the US? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. See you next time.